Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing tonight? It is our last night in Miami, and I'm so relaxed and just like peaceful right now. I've been sitting out here and just kind of like talking on the phone, and we got back like an hour ago from dinner, and I'll talk about that in a little bit, but we packed our bags because we're leaving tomorrow. We have to be out of the hotel by 11, but we don't fly out until 7:30. So they're just gonna hold our bags, and then we're gonna go to the beach all day and just kind of hang out. And I hope we went to the beach for a little bit today, and it was like the water was really rough. I'll share with the whole day in a second, but anyway. So tomorrow we're just gonna like get lunch and lay out by the beach and do that kind of stuff, and then come up here. And apparently there's like some places they let you like, you can go in there and like shower, and so it's like they have rooms that you can use for that, like just, you know, to go in there. So we're gonna do that tomorrow, and then like shower real quick and change clothes and come back to Indianapolis. Now apparently in Indianapolis tomorrow, just so you know, it's 80 degrees in Indianapolis, or in Miami tonight. We fly back into Indianapolis tomorrow night. My outfit that I have laid out to wear on the plane because I want to be comfortable is khaki jean shorts and a long sleeve t-shirt and my trusty Birkenstock plastic sandals that I always wear. Alex is layering, he said. I said, okay. So anyway, it is supposed to be, there's like 3 inches of snow and sleet tomorrow in Indianapolis. But it's Christmas, I'm so excited, it's Christmas time. So anyway, it was so funny because I went, while we were shopping yesterday on Lincoln Road, I went into all these different stores to look at their advent calendar, and they have a L'Occitane here, and I used to use their shaving cream when I was in high school. Like my dad got me the shaving cream set, and when I was in high school, and I love it. But it's really high end and expensive, and I use Art of Shaving now, but it seems to last forever, and it's not that expensive. Their stuff is really expensive, but they have lotions and skincare and everything. It's so nice in there. Well, I had gotten some requests from people to review their advent calendars, and I was like, well, I kind of want to see it before I review it first. And we used to have one at the mall by us in Indianapolis, but I think it closed down. And I didn't want to buy it. It's like, so they have one that's $64 and one that's $99, okay? And I didn't want to spend that much money and review it if, like, I wasn't going to get my money's worth, and I was just going to, because what I'm doing now with like the advent calendars, like the beauty ones, is if it's stuff that I'm not going to use, I have like bags for people, like in my kitchen. So I just like go through and I like, oh, I'll give this to Tanya, oh, I'll give this to we have a friend of ours whose daughter like loves makeup and skincare, and I think she's 11 or 12. And so I'm like bagging all this stuff up for her mom to like give her like for stocking stuffers and stuff like that, because it'll just be really nice for her, and then her mom doesn't have to go out and like buy all this stuff for her, you know, she'll have like extra stuff. So I gave her one of the palettes that I got, and she like lost her mind. She was so excited. And so anyway, but I will tell you that the L'Occitane, like I feel like now I should buy it, and I wasn't gonna buy it here and have to bring it back with me, because it's like huge. Like one of them is like you open up like a book, but it's like this big, and the other one is like this Rubik's Cube thing. It's very cool, and that's the one I would like to review on the channel, but that's the $99 one, and actually it has like perfume samples and stuff in it, like actually big perfume samples, and so I don't want that one as much. I'd like the other one because it's more skincare. But she literally went through it. Like, so in the store, they have all of the things punched out so you already can see what's in there. It's just like sitting there open. And so she went through, the women that worked at the L'Occitane in Lincoln Road in Miami, like, deserve huge raises and promotions. They are so fantastic with customer service. They were so nice, and they got laughing. I had them laughing so hard in there, and this one woman was like, buy two for us, and I was like, are you commissioned? And she was like, how'd you guess? I was like, okay, I'm gonna buy 4 now. And I said, oh, somebody, we were talking about advent calendars, and I said, somebody sent me a picture that there is a $110,000 Tiffany's advent calendar that you can buy. Can you even imagine? And she said, are you gonna buy me one? And I said, of course. I said, I'll send it up here next week. She said, oh no, I don't know that I want it. She was so funny. So she was like, I don't know that I want it. But anyway, the other woman was like showing me all this stuff, and she was so nice. And it was like stuff that I would really use. And I was like, okay. Because I said to her, do you think that you get $64 use out of it? And she was like, oh yeah, they're samples, but they're samples that you would use for like, you know, 4 days to like 2 weeks or something. And she was like, it'll last you. they're like lotion tubes. Like if you've ever seen L'Occitane, it's like a metal tube and then it has like, I hope I'm pronouncing it right, and then it has like a turn thing on it. It's very cool. So I might get that one, I don't know. But we were going to like all these stores and I was looking for advent calendars and stuff like that. But anyway, so Alex got up this morning at 8 o'clock and he had to be at the Miami-Dade County Hospital. This is where this like dental examination happened, at 9 o'clock. And he was there till 2. And she was exhausted because this has been like a week for her, our friend. She's had to do like a written exam and like an oral exam, and like this was her practice exam, and she just was like exhausted. And you know, and it's not like, this is like the thing, it's like she was a dentist for many years in Indianapolis and just recently moved down here. So like for her, it's like I you know, but I guess it's like a different, you know, in different states have different licenses or something like that. She said like for medical stuff. I know, like, you know how that, but so anyway, so they were there till like 2 o'clock today, and then he got back to the hotel at like 3 o'clock and he was super tired. And he was like, what do you want to do? And I was like, well, we can go to the beach, or we can go eat. What do you want to do? And he goes, I want to go to the beach. Well, at that point, like I looked down at the beach and it was like, it wasn't cloudy, but it was like, you could tell like it wasn't sunny anymore. And the entire pool was covered by like the shadow of the building and stuff like that. This building has like, I think like 35 or 40 floors on it. So it's like, it was completely covering the pool. The pool was like, there was like, so anyway, I was like, okay, but everybody's coming up from the pool at this point now. So we went out to the beach and we got out there at like 3:30, and it was super, super wavy. Like the waves were like really high. Nobody was in the water. I went and put my foot in and it was like ice cold. I was like, oh no, I'm not getting in the water today. And it was super windy on the beach. People were like having like blankets covering them and sheets and stuff. So we sat out there for like 15 or 20 minutes, and then I was like, he was like, are you over it? I go, I'm just really hungry. Like, I need to eat something, you know? And so we came up, and they were having, like, this one bar. It was kind of cool. They had, like, this bar, and then underneath, with, like, all these, like, cabanas and stuff around it, and then on top, it's kind of like this rooftop, like, restaurant bar, like, right on top of it. Same restaurant, though, you know? And so we were, like, there, and people were, like, dancing and, like, bumping into us. There was, like, a loud DJ right there. And so he was like, do you want to eat down here? I said, can we go upstairs where it's a little bit quieter? So we went upstairs, and it was like this amazing view. Just amazing view. The lunch was like ridiculously affordable for a resort. I mean, a lot of times when you go to resorts, like, you know, the food is so expensive and stuff. Like, I haven't really found, like, this resort is expensive to stay in, but I haven't found that like the food and stuff, well, other than the coffee shop. The coffee shop is expensive, but like the beachside food, super affordable. And like Alex got like chicken fingers and fries and stuff. It was 10 bucks, and I got, you know, salsa and chips and stuff, and it was like 11 bucks or something. I don't even remember now, but so this restaurant was super affordable, and it was really nice. So they sat us right next to these two women that were like my age, and they were like super tall, and just, they looked very like, I don't know, like cool, like ex-supermodel, European supermodels. They had their hair like pulled back in like buns, and they were like in just like bathing suits and cover-ups. And so anyway, we were sitting there, and I don't even know how, we like literally like we were here and they were like here, like we were, it was just us and like this family that was sitting up there. That was like it upstairs. Oh no, maybe there was another table. That was like it, and there was like 30 tables up there, you know, or something. And so we started talking to them, and they were fantastic. Like we had such a good time. We sat there for like an hour and talked to them, and they were from Sweden, and they live here now. They've lived here for like ever. And one of them lived, well, it doesn't matter, but anyway, they were Swedish basketball, like they were really like famous basketball Swedish players that like came here and like played in the United States. And it was just like this whole cool story. And it was so funny because so my husband used to dance for a women's basketball team in Indianapolis, the Fever, when he was in high school. And so at one point I said to one of them, I said, do you know the Fever? Because they, like, you know, of course know the, you know, the WNBA. And so I said, oh, do you know the Fever? And they're like, yeah, from, you know, because we were telling them we were from Indianapolis. And they were like, and I said, oh, he used to dance for the Fever, and they like went crazy. Anyway, we had such a good time talking to them. They were so fun, and they were telling us about like Sweden, and they were talking about how like liberal Sweden is, and like they were asking us, like, as a gay couple, like living in the Midwest, like what that's like, and you know, do we deal with any oppression and things like that? And I was like, you know, in all honesty, no, not really. Like, it's pretty safe there for us. But we're in like the city part of it. I think like maybe like, you know, anywhere like out in the country or whatever. And so they were telling us about like Sweden and how like liberal-minded Sweden is when it comes to like issues and things like that. So it's interesting. We had a good conversation with them. They were hilarious. Oh my God, they were so funny. And they were complaining because they were like at this cabana. Like, so it's really hard to get chairs here by the pool during the day. Like, you literally have to come out at like 8 o'clock and get towels and stuff. So they sat down at these 2 chairs, but the chairs were like in front of this cabana, but they didn't know that because there's so many chairs. Like, I wish, well, here, I'll show you. Because you can literally see. Okay, so this is just like row after row after row of chairs, do you see? And then those are all cabanas. And then the pool has cabanas all around it. And then cabanas, chairs. Okay, so they were like in chairs right there in front of like a cabana, you see? Or like in front of that cabana right there. You can't really see it. This is the restaurant that we ate at over there. So anyway, they were sitting in these chairs, and the guy came up to them and was like, you need to move. Like, these chairs are with the cabana. And they're like, we've been sitting here for 30 minutes. There's nowhere else for us to sit. This was like the guy that was in charge of like the chairs. And he's like, well, this is his cabana and you need to move. And there was like literally one person sitting in the cabana. And so she turned to him and she said to the guy that was like owned the cabana, or like, you know, had rented out the cabana for the day. She was like, do you care if we sit here? Because you haven't said anything. And he was like, no, I don't care at all. Sit here. I don't have anybody else, so sit here, you know? And she was like, he doesn't care. And the guy goes, well, I care and you need to move. So she goes, I want to talk to your manager. And he goes, I am the manager. And she goes, okay, but you have to have a manager as well. Like, it just doesn't end with you. Like, you know, the show doesn't stop with you. Because you're, like, literally there are no chairs to sit. Like, these are the only 2 chairs and you're telling us, like, we have to leave, right? And the guy at the cabana was like, just let him sit there. There's no issue. Like, I don't care. So he goes, well, I'm the manager. And he like walked away. And I was like, well, what did you guys do? And they're like, we sat there for 30 more minutes. And he just kept on walking by us and like giving us mean glares. And I was like, oh, did the manager ever come? She's like, oh no, he never brought another manager over. So after 30 minutes, we just left and we thanked the guy whose cabana it was. She was like, we were over at that point, so we just wanted to eat lunch. But like, that's the only thing, is that there's like a lot, it's hard to get like a seat like at the pool, but on the beach, it's not hard at all. So if it's like great weather down here, so if you're looking for a resort in Florida, I'll tell you, this is fantastic. And one of the things I really like about it is, well, there's a club, Live Nightclub is in here, and I didn't know that Live Nightclub was in here. It does very much feel like Las Vegas, but on the beach. So one of the things that's nice is, and Eagle Rock is right there. I didn't know that either, and I had looked at that online before. Like okay, so tonight I'll tell you that in a second, but we walked through South Beach and Alex was like, oh, I said, do you miss like staying in South Beach? Because this is like a lot, I think this is considered south maybe, or north, no, that's south. This is considered north, I think, of South Beach. And he was like, or I said, do you miss staying in South Beach? He's like, no. I mean, this is like my husband's dream. He loves staying in a resort. And like when we're coming back here for Ultra, I think this is where we're staying. And I was telling Melissa, I was like, okay, we gotta stay here because you're gonna love this. And Melissa will die. Like, this is her dream too. She loves a resort. She loves, like, you know, room service at 3 o'clock in the morning. She loves all that. So anyway, and so we walked past the Hotel Victor, which is where we usually stay. And I was like, I kind of miss it. And Alex was like, you do? And I was like, yeah. I go, but like, if you said to me right now, you have to pick between the Fontainebleau and the Victor, which one would you stay? I would definitely stay in the Fontainebleau. I mean, for the beach alone. Because the thing is like at the Hotel Victor, the beach is across the street, so you're not like on the beach. And which is no big deal, but you can still see it, you know. But you can't really see like the beach. And then you have to pay for like chairs, and there's no like food service on the beach, which doesn't sound like that big of a deal, but if you're at the beach for like 5 or 6 hours, you either have to go to like a CVS or a Walgreens and think ahead, I don't know what that was, think ahead and buy a bunch of Cokes and water and stuff and bring it over, and if you're on vacation and you don't have a cooler because you flew down, it just becomes this huge thing, you know? So it's nice to be able to order a Coke, and not only that, but a Coke for like $2, not like a $7 Coke, you know what I mean? So, because yesterday we got like a bottle of Voss water, and like I got like 3 Diet Pepsis, and Alex got, I think he got a beer, and it ended up coming to like, it was just cheap. It was like 15 bucks or 20 bucks or something. I couldn't believe it. So anyway, so we walked through South Beach, but South Beach is so loud. Like, I forgot how loud it is. Like, this is nice. Like, after like 8 or 9 o'clock at night, like, it's totally silent. And tonight they had a wedding down here. You can see the whole thing. It was really pretty. It must have been a huge wedding. We saw, when we came up from the beach, when we left lunch, that was at like 5:30. Lunch at 5:30. But when we came up at 5:30 after eating lunch, and like we said goodbye to those women, we both, like, all of us walked up at the same time. There were a lot of people coming up like in evening gowns and suits and stuff, so there must have been some huge wedding here. And it was beautiful, and it was right over there. It was on the beach. So like through the entire resort, you could hear like Andre Bocelli, and they were playing like opera music, and it was gorgeous. You could just hear, I mean, it was like, when I was sitting out here, it was like, I'm literally sitting here looking at this amazing skyline, listening to opera music. Which, if you follow my vlog, if you watch this regularly, you know that I love like classical music and opera music. I don't know much about it, but I just love to listen to it. It's just like really like peaceful to me, you know? So it just, I was just like sitting out here tonight. I was just like, so we came back, and came back to the hotel room, and just kind of hung out and dealt with some social media stuff. But it is what it is. And then I feel like we did something before that though. We came back to the room. We just kind of hung out, and then Alex was, he was watching Cable Girls, and then I did a live stream on my YouTube channel for a little while, and then it like was, I don't know what time it was like 8 maybe, something like that, 7:30, 8. I think it was like 7:30, 8, I don't know. But anyway, I kept on trying to do this live stream, and my phone kept on dying because I only had like 1%, 5%. I was like charging it while I was doing it, and it kept on like buffering and breaking up and kicking me off. So I was like, well, it wouldn't kick me off, but it would say like, it was frozen. So finally I would just like end it, and then I couldn't even push the thing to end it. So I was trying to go, it just was a mess. So finally I was just like, I'm done with this live stream. Like, I can't deal with it anymore. So then I came out here and talked to Tanya on the phone, called her. She was telling me about the dogs and stuff like that, and saying that she missed me, and so we were just talking about some sobriety stuff. And so I went in, and Alex had like laid down when I went in there. Now, mind you, he's now been up since 8 o'clock, you know, and it's 8, he's been up for 12 straight hours. And so I said, I was like, I went in there and he was like half asleep, and I said, are you gonna take a nap? Now, remember Friday night, was it Friday night? Yeah, Friday night we were supposed to go out, like, you know, and he slept through the night. He was pissed, and he was like, I feel like I wasted a night. And I'm like, okay, for me, like, in all honesty, like, I wanted to go out to dinner tonight. Like, I was like, okay, listen, we're in Miami, let's go out to dinner. Come on, let's go somewhere, right? Like, but it's been so relaxing at the same time. I would have been totally fine to order room service, but the room service menu was kind of shitty. Well, that was late night, so we could have got like the full menu. But I wanted to go somewhere and like sit down and eat dinner, you know? So I said, are you gonna like lay down? And he goes, no, because if I do, I'm gonna be out for the night. I think he took a shower when we came up. At some point, I don't know, because he was like, after that, he was like, I'm so relaxed. So I said, well, do you want to lay down for like an hour and 15 minutes? He goes, no, because I'll sleep through the whole night. And I said, no, I won't let you. I said, because I want to go out to dinner. And he was like, okay. He was like, but if you don't wake me up, then I'm going to sleep through the whole night. And I said, babe, I'll wake you up, because I want to go out to dinner. So we lay down at 8 o'clock, and I mean to tell you, I was out. like that. Our bed is so comfortable. We had all the windows open. I was like laying there looking at the skyline. You can see like, cause you can see the city down there, like partly down there, not the city of Miami, but you can see like, well, partly you can, and then it's just like, we have this great view from our bedroom. And I just laid there in bed, and I don't know when, but I just fell fast asleep. I was like, oh my God, I love this. I love this. I think I could truly like live at home a week, be on vacation a week. I think that would be like my ideal, you know, like I don't know, I love being on vacation. And like today for me, so, you know, I slept in today. I slept until like 12 o'clock and got up and I made a cup of coffee and I came and I sat out here and like did my meditation, some of them, and just kind of like talked to myself in my head and, you know, got centered and balanced and stuff for the day. And then I was like, do you want to go down to the beach by yourself in the pool? And I really didn't. And it was like, I could tell from up here that it was like not, because there weren't a lot of people in the water. So I was like, it must not be as warm as it was yesterday. So I was like, I think I'm just going to hang out around here. And I literally hung around and just kind of like went in the bedroom and laid down and charged my phone for a little bit and kind of just like sat there, came out here and watched some stuff on Netflix and all that kind of stuff. It was, or Dragula, I'm watching Dragula on Netflix. I'm obsessed with that Dragula. And I just was like, it was really nice just kind of having a day, you know? And so we lay down at 8 o'clock. Well, my alarm, I had set for 9:15 and 9:20, and so they go off, and I like look over. He didn't even hear it go off. Like, that's how out he was. So I snoozed him, and so finally at like 10 o'clock, I was like, I'm going out to eat. Like, we're going out to eat tonight. Like, we're in Miami, you know? So I woke him up, and I was like, babe, do you still want to go out to eat? And he was like, I don't know what is wrong. I am so tired. He was like, I'm not super hungry because we ate like a late lunch. And I'm like, well, if you don't want to eat, like you don't have to go. He was like, well, what are you going to do? He was like, what if I just went back to bed for the night? I go, I'd probably just go eat somewhere in the restaurant or the hotel. Because this place we ate last night, pizza and burger, like if we went back there, I would have been totally fine. Like they had this amazing like pasta, pomodoro pasta with like this basil tomato sauce on it, and I loved it. And I was like, I'll just get that and I'll be completely set for the night, right? Carb central over here. So he was like, okay, let me go have a glass of water and it'll probably wake me up. So he came out here and he got a glass of water. When he came back in the bedroom, he laid back down. So he just kind of laid there for a little bit. And not like just with the fan going. So I got a fan. Oh, did I say that? Yeah, I got a fan last night. That was fantastic. I think that's why I slept so well today. So we're just laying there and I go, babe, do you want to go to dinner or should I go to dinner by myself? He goes, are you serious? I go, we can get room service. If you want to get room service here, you know, we can do that. That's totally fine. And he was like, no, I'm going to be pissed if I don't go out and get something to eat. He was like, let's go. So I said, I'm going to throw on, I mean, because my hair was like, you know, crazy. Well, it's not really too bad actually. But I said, I'm literally going to throw on like a shirt. I wore the shirt that I had on last night, that polka dot shirt. I have gotten so much wear out of that shirt. That polka dot shirt and jean shorts and my Birkenstocks, and I put on the hat, my new hat. And I said, let's go. I said, I'm throwing on the hat and we're going to dinner. And he goes, where do you want to go? And I go, there's a restaurant on Lincoln Drive called Rosarelli's or something like this, Italian restaurant, and I love it. And it's affordable. It's like super affordable, and the food is like fantastic. And the staff that works there, it's just like they play this amazing music. Oh, it's gonna stop, hold on. They play this amazing music, and well, I think it's the restaurant next door that plays the music, but it's literally the Gypsy Kings, and it's just, they play the same CD. Like every time I've ever been there, they play the Gypsy Kings. And we've been there like many times, and I love it. So if you've never been to Lincoln Road, like Lincoln Road has stores and stores in the middle, they have restaurants. I think I explained that last night. So you just sit outside, and it was so fun, and we had this amazing waitress, and we've actually had her before, and so I was like, where are you from? Like, your accent is so interesting. And she was like, guess. And I'm not good at the guessing game, where are you from? Like, I'm horrible from it, or horrible with it. And I was like, I don't know. And she goes, you both guess. And he was right. Well, Alex is really good with this, because like the first time we ever came to Miami, we would like go into these stores and we would start like talking, you know, or he would start talking to these people that worked in there. And he'd be like when he was talking to them, he'd be like, oh, you're from Colombia. Like, I'm from Venezuela, right? And so I think it was like after the third or fourth place that we were at, and I said, how can you tell where these people are from? And he was like, because of their accents. He's like, you can, if you listen closely, like you can tell. He was like, I mean, Peter, I have so many friends of mine that are from, you know, like Guatemala and, you know, Peru and Venezuela and Mexico, and he was like, and Spain, and it's like each person's accent is different. So you can, it's kind of like in the United States, you can tell the difference between somebody that's like from Texas and somebody that's from New York. He goes, it's very similar. And I said, oh, I never thought about it that way. So she goes, where do you think I'm from? And he like right away, he looks at her and he goes, Spain. And I looked at her and I go, no. I go, she goes, are you confused? I go, well, originally when you came up here, oh, because, so one of the waiters, like they had like these bus boys that were working, and he came around and asked us if we wanted like grated cheese. And like, I said like something like that, and she said he doesn't speak any English at all. He's from Guatemala. And she was like, but he understands like when you say no or whatever. And so she was like laughing about that, and she said something about like she had a boyfriend. Anyway, she was telling us about like where her boyfriend was from and stuff like that. So anyway, she was so sweet. I mean, she was such a great waitress. And so I looked at her and she goes, where do you think I'm from? And I go, I don't know, I'm not good at this. She goes, no, he guessed, you have to guess. And I go, I'm gonna say you're Italian. I said, your voice sounds Italian to me, okay? And she goes, how did you guess? Because it literally to me, like, I mean, and you could hear her, she was speaking Spanish to people, right? And I was like, I don't know, there's something about it that's Italian to me. And she goes, I'm from Italy. And I said, where in Italy are you from? And she said, and she was like, Roma. And I was like, oh my God, that's great. And I said, well, I hear you speaking Spanish. And she was like, I speak Spanish, I speak Italian, I speak, what was the other? Italian, Spanish, English, and a little bit of French, she said. And it was really cool what she said. She said, we get so many people through here that are international. She said that, like, I go from table to table. She was like, tonight I had a table of, like, a big table of people from France. And she's like, and then I had, you know, a table from people over here that were from, you know, I can't remember where she said, but it was like a Spanish-speaking country. And then she's like, you know, I have people like, that speak English. And she's like, and I go in and out, and I don't even realize it. And she goes, then I go home. This is what she was saying about her boyfriend. She goes, then I go home to my boyfriend. And she was like, who speaks mostly Spanish and very little English. And she was like, and like I go in and out, and he's like, I can't keep up. We have met like some really cool people down here on this trip. So anyway, we ate there, and I sat outside, like afterwards I had a cup of coffee. It was so nice to just relax and have a nice cup of coffee. And I love like a strong hot cup of coffee. Even though I drink iced coffee, like I love after dinner, like having a really good strong cup of coffee. I had an espresso yesterday, and I love espressos, but they're just like, I need a little bit more quantity coffee than all that. And so then we like walked back the other way, and I said, do you want to go back? And he goes, well, do you want to walk over to South Beach? We haven't been to South Beach at all. And I go, oh, there was a drag show. We wanted to go see this drag show at Palace Bar, but I think it started at 11 or 11:30. And I was like, okay. And I said, for the drag show? And he goes, well, I think it's probably over by now, because this was like, at this point it was like midnight or something. I don't know what time it was, but anyway. So we walked over to South Beach, and I love South Beach. Like, I just love Miami. It's like from, you know, from city to, or from street to street to street, it changes. And so we walked through, and we were looking at all the, like there was a couple like new hotels, new restaurants that opened, and we were looking at those. And we walked through South Beach, and then we like walked, the Palace Bar was like dead. There was nothing going on there. And I was like, well, I guess we missed the drag show. And then we walked around to like, I don't know, it's like 8th and Ocean. And Alex is like, we can get an Uber back. And I was like, are you getting tired? He's like, I'm getting really tired. And I was like, okay. So we came back, and I was like, well, what do you want to do now? And he was like, I'm tired. He was like, I want to pack, and then I want to go to bed. And I was like, okay. So, oh, we were going to do, so I had said I was going to do a Q&A. I don't know when we'll do it now. We'll do it sometime this week. But we were going to do it in the hotel today, and then he was watching Cable Girls, and I was like, do you want to do the Q&A? He was like, yeah, we can do it if you want to. And I was like, you know what, I think I am just for the rest of vacation, because I had all my review videos filmed, like pre-filmed, and then I had the vlog that I knew I was going to do. I said, yeah, I think for the rest of vacation, like until I get back on Tuesday, like I'm just not going to make any more videos except for my vlog. And I said, I just want to kind of relax and spend the time with you and enjoy it and whatever. So I did that, but I did do the live stream tonight. He came in for part of it and was like laying next to me. So, but anyway, so then we came back and we packed, and then he was like, I'm going to bed. He was like, I'm exhausted, and I was like, okay. But he doesn't, I don't need as much sleep as him. Like Alex, like on a day off, like on the weekends, he can sleep. Like my husband can sleep like 12 like hours plus. Like I can't sleep that long. And especially since I took a nap, now I'm kind of like up. And it's funny that on the nap, like I was the one that got up, because usually I can nap for, you know, a couple hours. But it was fun. We had a good day. We had a real good day. Well, I mean, once he got back, we had a good day. But I had a, you know, really relaxing day. He was like, you miss the dogs, don't you? And I said, you know, I could travel for the rest of my life. If we could just stop time and the dogs would never get older and they'd be just how they are. And I said, you know, we could bring them all out to dinner, and then we could bring little, you know, blankets. Because like people like in Lincoln, like all over Miami, people bring their pets everywhere. And so you'll be sitting at dinner and they're just like laying down. Some of them like bring like little cushions for them to sleep on and stuff like that. And I said we could bring little cushions with us in a bag, and Boo and Tucker and Pee Pee could all lay right next to us, and then we could like after dinner go home and, you know, crawl into bed and watch a movie with the dogs all around us and whatever. And he was like, that would be nice, wouldn't it? And I said, yeah. I said, you know, he was like, you always just seem so relaxed, you know, like when you're on vacation. He's like, it makes me so happy. He was like, he goes, you've really calmed down in the last year, you know. And I think like in the past, I've always just been so like, you know, like it's not just me talking that much. It's also like in my head, I'm like that a lot, you know. And in the last year, I have just like weeded out like a lot of that. Like I'm just like, no, like no, I don't need all that. Like let's just get rid of it. But I was telling him, I said, like I think that one of the things, like I haven't really talked about like how scared I am about this. But one of the things that's really hard is that every day that I wake up, like the first thing I do is I check Pee Pee to make sure that he's okay. And then, you know, if he coughs, like I can immediately tell when he gets up, because if he gets up and he like stretches long out, and like Nick and Poncho, that dog, that YouTube channel that I like, where it's a guy from Italy and it's a Chihuahua Poncho, like he has this video where it's like he and Poncho do yoga, which is so cute. He's like, go down, Poncho. It's so cute. But anyway, there is this one where he does the yoga one. It's like what Pee Pee does when he gets up. Like a lot of dogs do it, where they stretch way down, you know? Like if he does that and he yawns real big and then he's like up and then he's like jumps down from the bed, I know it's gonna be a good day. Like I know like, okay, the medicine's gonna go well. He's gonna go wander around outside for an hour. He's gonna come back inside. He's gonna sleep for a little bit. He's always slept a lot. This is gonna be a good day, right? But sometimes I get up and it typically is a day following when he's coughed a lot at night. Like it seems to me, I kind of like, to be honest with you, with the I like what, not the humidity, but whatever the salty air does to my hair down here too. It makes it a little bit fuller. But I would never blow dry my hair if I lived in a warm place like this ever again. So, but you know, like sometimes I'll wake up and Boo and Tucker are like ready to go, like right away. But they're very sweet to him, especially like, well, Boo Radley, I can tell sometimes he doesn't understand if Pee Pee doesn't feel well, because he'll go over there and he'll try to get him to play, but like Tucker like kind of like cuts it off. It's so weird. It's like, this is, I mean, when we want to talk about animals having souls and personalities, like they get it. Like they get when he doesn't feel well. If he starts coughing, like they immediately go, like Tucker especially goes over and is like, licks his back and make sure that he's feeling okay. We asked the vet about that. Apparently that's a form of compassion that dogs do. Like, can we just talk about that for a second? That we have dogs that feel so compassionately towards one another that they're like, I mean, like that's just so sweet, you know? And so some mornings we wake up and Pee Pee just lays there and he doesn't want to get up. Usually like when Alex leaves in the morning, he'll go underneath Alex's pillow. But sometimes I'll wake up and I'll like, he won't be under there. And, or Boo Radley will be asleep on the pillow, so I know he's not under there. And he'll just be curled up in a ball and I'll be like, come on, Pee Pee, let's go outside. And he'll just lay there and look at me. And I'm like, come on, bud, let's go outside. And I can just tell it's one of those days that, you know, like he's just not feeling it. And Chihuahuas shake anyway, but he shakes a lot those days. And you can just tell he doesn't feel good. He's just like, you know, and Tanya said to me, she's like, Peter, this is not just about heart disease. This is not just about kidney disease. He's an older dog. Like, this is a senior dog. She's like, Boo and Tucker are senior dogs too. And I'm like, I don't think of them that way, you know, especially Boo and Tucker, because they like still like run like crazy, and Pee Pee does too. On like a good day, he runs like crazy. But I think like it just affects my mood so much, you know. And here, I don't think much about it. Like, I get up and I immediately text Tanya or call Tanya and I'm like, how are the dogs? And she's like, they're good. And she'll say, Pee-Pee ate all of his food, Boo ate all of his food. Well, Boo and Tucker always eat all their food, but you know, because of his special diet. I don't know why, but he always eats all of his food there. I think it's because he doesn't see what Boo and Tucker are eating. But she like literally, like I took over the food he doesn't like just to see if like she could, I gave her both kinds. I said, start with this, because this is the one that he gives us the most trouble about. And if he won't eat it, eat this. And then if he won't eat that, give him some of Boo and Tucker's, because he's gotta eat. And like the first night, she was like, Peter, he ate so much. I mean, he like ate the whole thing. And I was like, oh, the food he doesn't like? She was like, oh yeah, he didn't give me any problems at all with it. And I was like, and she's like, he went outside, he was outside for like a half an hour while I was here doing dog checks and stuff like that. And I was like, so anyway, I don't know, but like when I call her in the morning and she'll be like, oh yeah, he's great, he's fine, you know, they're fine. And then I feel good about it. I can go on with my day, I don't worry much about it. And I always check in the evening, you know. But like at home, I feel like, go run errands, I come back, if Pee-Pee's not like sitting out there, he's usually sitting in the chair where I film videos because he can't jump on the bed by himself anymore. And if I put him in the bed before I leave, he jumps down. I don't know, it just makes me sad. So, you know, somebody was kind enough to send us this like stair thing to put on the bed for him to like walk up and down these stairs, but he won't do it. Like I tried to train him to go up and down these stairs, he won't do it. And he like, I like put him on the stairs and everything. So, Boo can't jump on the bed really either anymore. He's scared to do it. I think he sees that Pee-Pee won't do it, and I don't know, like it does something to him. Is it raining? I think it's sprinkling. It feels kind of nice. But Tucker, like he can jump on the bed. Like none of them used to be able to jump on the bed because we have hardwood floors upstairs in the bedroom. From hardwoods onto the bed. Like they had to have like a rug. We have like an IKEA rug at the end of the bed, and then they like run and jump off the mat. Like that's what Boo Radley does. He like gets a real long running jump. If he does get on the bed, that's how he does it. But mostly he just sits there and goes and wants me to pick him up because he's the biggest baby and I love him. But Tucker can jump from anywhere. He can just like on the side be like boop. He's on the bed from the wood. I don't know how he does it, but anyway. Pee-Pee used to be able to do that too. Pee-Pee would kind of hop, 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 and then would be up. But he even has a hard time getting on the chair now downstairs, which isn't that high. So I don't know, you know, and then I come home and he's either like right at the door ready to like, you know, I call him like, you wanna go get your babies? And that's Boo and Tucker. I call them his babies. I'm like, you wanna go get your babies? So we go down and get his babies out of their house. Then we let him outside. He's usually really ready to go and excited, or there are days where he just isn't feeling it. And those are the days that always worry the shit out of me. I didn't even realize this had balconies over there. But anyway, I miss those little guys. I don't miss the weather in Indianapolis, so I have to say that. Although I am really, like, it doesn't feel like Christmassy or Thanksgiving. I mean, I know it's not Christmas yet, I understand, okay? Like, and I know that I'm really into the Christmas mood early. Alex told me that one of his friends, this girl that he's, like, really close with, she's hilarious, but she already has her Christmas tree up. He was like, if you go to her apartment, you're gonna die. I go, why? He goes, because she has her Christmas tree up already. I said, oh really, I love it. He goes, we're not putting our Christmas tree up early. I said, well, I kind of thought. He goes, we're not putting our Christmas tree up early. Well, I also have to fix, like last year we didn't, something was wrong with our chimney and we lit a fire. So we have a wood burning fireplace and we lit a fire. I used to have fires all the time, like constantly, all the time, right? When I was growing up, I had big fireplaces. My dad has big fireplaces still, so I love wood-burning fireplaces. I don't even mind a gas fireplace anymore, but I want something, you know? And so, when I lit, like, so I opened, like, the flue, you know, damp or whatever you call it. We call it the flue, the vent, but I opened it, and for, like, the first time last year, and they had painted the house the year before, and like, because they paint so many condos every summer and they just rotate it, so like the paint is always fresh, and like they pick new colors, and so like they always like are rotating the theme of what the condos look like in our neighborhood, which is nice. They keep it up, you know. So like every summer they pick, like, I think it's like 10 condo units, like 10 units to like paint, and then like the next summer it's something and they rotate it. So like I think it's like every 4 years we get our condo painted, which is really nice. But anyway, I think they painted the vent closed at the top, or did something, taped it closed, because the smoke was coming out into our living room. And I like tried to look up and I couldn't see anything in there. There's like nothing in there. So I like had a flashlight and I was like, there's nothing in there. Like, what is going on? So I think they must have taped it. So I'm either gonna have to have like call like maintenance to have them come out, which I have a feeling they probably won't want to get on the chimney, or I'm gonna have to call a chimney sweep, which I'm sure that's gonna be a couple $100. So. But I'm not gonna go another winter without a Christmas. Like I really want, or without a fire. Like I really want to have a fire. So I'm gonna do that when we get back. That's like one of my goals. Yeah. So anyway, I know this is a little bit shorter tonight, but I'm gonna get off here and end this vlog now. I want to watch an episode of Dragula before I go to bed and just kind of unwind and relax a little bit. So anyway, and I will be back tomorrow night. We don't get in too late tomorrow night, I don't think. So when I get in, I'll probably say, I might vlog a little bit throughout the day, we'll see. It's hard down there because there's always music going on. You can't hear it right now, but like I can hear it in the background. There's still like music. I don't know from where, like it's in the bar down there or what's going on, I don't know. But if not, I will vlog tomorrow night in the car when I get home. So anyway, I hope you guys are having, this tomorrow, Monday. I hope you're having an amazing Monday, unless you have other plans. But like I always say, do not have other plans, and make the most of your day. Do something today that will make you, you know, really happy, and be like, you know what, this was a good day, the end of your day. Even if it's just something simple. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. Make sure that you look at yourself in the mirror every single day and say, I love you, you are important, you are valuable, and know your worth. And do your positive affirmations every single day. Most importantly though, make sure that you pass it on to somebody else and let them know how much they mean to you. I appreciate each and every single one of you that watches my vlog every single day. I just want you to know how much your kind words the last couple days with my friend's passing has meant to me, and always. I just, you know, I get asked on a regular basis, what's your favorite channel? And I don't really have a favorite channel, but I will say this is my most heartfelt channel over here, that I feel the most connected to the people that watch it. So thank you guys so much. I love you, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Oh, did I say pass it on to somebody else? Yeah, pass it on to somebody else. Pass the love on. It's the love thing. Anyway, I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya.